Okay, good morning, class. So at this point we are wrapping up the topic on equations, not so?
Yes, sir.
Right. So, what? Are we finished with equations? Now, where do you think word sounds fits in? The last part of equations, Michael. So I gave you homework to do, not so? What did I give you for homework? Okay, so before we go into that, let's do the other examples quickly, okay? Maybe one of the sums I gave you for homework was difficult. So yesterday we got up until example 2. Let's check here, example 2 on page 53. No? Let's just check quickly, example 3. Which page is this on? It says 54. Okay. Hi, salam.
So where is Primrose Park?
Primrose Park is by Menenberg. Why?
This lady only got letters now with the thing and say, it's in Primrose Park and it must be collected off past 4. So now I don't know who will be able to collect it.
What was 4?
Didn't give that
You see, I have a clause.
So now,
Says you must send the address. I'm finished at 4 o'clock, so I can maybe pick it up.
okay, shukran. I will ask you the address.
So,
And then so who's the same the other Quran I must give to CE?
Engel.
Okay.
Just write his name there, Mr. Engel. Okay. Right, people, example 3 on page 54. We are told that the grandfather is 50 years older than his grandson. Okay, so if the grandson is 20, the grandfather is going to be 70. Not so? If the grandfather is 50, no, the grandfather is 55, the grandson would be 5. The grandfather is 50, the son would be, he's born, just born, the newborn. So, we have a situation here of a grandfather and a son, grandson. So, we normally let the smaller one be, or the younger one, or the smaller number. So in this case, who's younger? The grandson. So the grandfather will be x plus 4. 5 years ago, so this is present, no? 5 years ago. The grandfather is how old 5 years ago? X plus 50. 5 years ago. So if the grandfather is 70 now, how old is he 5 years ago? 65. If the grandfather is now 100, how old is he 5 years ago? 90. Subtract. So the grandfather is now x plus 50. 5 years ago is going to be x plus 50 minus 5, which is x plus 45. How old was the grandson 5 years ago? X minus 5. You guys understand? 5 years ago, he was 6 times as old as his grandson. 5 years ago. So the grandfather. So if you look at the equation first, right? Grandfather equals grandson. Where does the 6 belong? In front of the grandfather, in front of the grandson? Grandson. Why? Because whatever the grandson's age is, you multiply it by 6 to get the grandfather's age. Does it make sense? So, we are told 5 years ago, he was 6 times as old as his grandson. So how old was the father 6 years ago? Or 5 years ago? X plus 45 is equal to 6 times. How old was the son 6 years ago? Or 5 years ago, sorry?
X minus 5.
X minus 5. Okay, so what does that now become? Solve for x equals. You guys understand? Will I do it again?
Yes.
Okay, let's solve this and then I will work it out the other way around, okay? I'll show you another way of doing the same thing. So that is simply going to give us x plus 45 is equal to 6x minus 30. X is one side, numbers the other side. So it's x minus 6x is equal to minus 30 minus 45. Which now gives us minus 5x is equal to negative 75. Divided by 5 both sides.
My apologies for the interruption.
15.
Mabalentle Kumalo, can you please report to Mrs. Kadaf's classroom for your lesson? Mabalentle Kumalo, to report to Mrs. Kadaf's classroom for your lesson. Thank you.
Okay. So that was x. What's the question? How old is the grandfather? So the grandfather presently is going to be x plus 50, which is 15 plus 50, which is 65. So therefore the grandfather is 65.
So
How many marks is 6? So learn this. You think it's Ach nee, my kind, nie so praat nie. Okay. General knowledge. Normal. There's so much things I want to tell you before you write your maths final grade 12 paper. There's many things I want to tell you. Do you think I'm going to spend time on things that is that's irrelevant or irrelevant or as enrichment purposes? Nee, my kind. There's a lot of work to give you still. So everything I teach you is for a reason. Okay. Which subject do they tell you, okay, this is for enrichment purpose? You don't know. Okay, you don't want to say? Okay, it's fine. But everything I teach you is for exams. Everything. Because the syllabus is so cramped that there's no time to do little play and all. No time. No? Yes. Sorry? What's she saying? How do you mean more? There's normally 1 or 2 sums on this work. Yeah? But then one sum is 6 marks. So 2 of those. Okay, so listen, if you want to get an A for maths, make sure you know how to do it. But most of you don't want that, no? You don't want to pass. You do just want to pass, okay, then you don't have it. Okay. People, we are told, listen, let's do it from a different angle. Yes, earlier on, we did it from the grandson being X. So let's let the father be X. The grandfather, sorry. So let the grandfather be X. So the grandson. Let's read now. A grandfather is 50 years older than his grandson. So what would his grandson be? X minus 50. So this is present. No? 5 years ago, the grandfather, grandson. How old will the grandfather be 5 years ago? X minus 5. The grandson? X minus 50 minus 5, which is X minus 55. Not so? Girlfriend, you're relaxing your eyelids, I see. No? You want to go to the toilet, freshen up and come back? Or are you okay? You don't close your eyelids so for long again, okay? You make me worry. Right. 5 years ago, he was 6 times as old as his grandson. So you say grandfather equals grandson. Where does that 6 belong? Here. Son to the grandson. Why? So whatever the grandson is, the age, you multiply together grandfather's age. Make sense? So how old was the grandfather 6 years ago? X minus 5. The grandfather, X minus 5 is equal to 6 times X minus 5. Okay, so that's going to be X minus 5 is equal to 6X minus 6 times 55. 330, I think. No. That's going to give you 180. So it's going to give you 30. It's 33. Is that correct? 330. How did I get? What did I say? 360. 330 is correct. Okay, you guys understand? Right? So it's going to give you 330. X is one side, numbers the other side. So it's X minus 6X is equal to negative 330 plus 5. So that's going to give you negative 325 minus 5. Divide by negative 5 both sides. So it goes into 36. Carry 2. So the grandfather is 65. What did we get in the previous one? And that is the grandfather's age. Why? Because the grandfather is X. Okay, you guys understand? You want a little water, Michael? Okay. I'm worried. Okay. Yes. Now you want to go to the bottom. Okay. Did the water go in the eyes? You want to wash your eyes? Alright, people. You guys okay with this one now? Yeah. Alright. It spice up your life a little bit. Sorry? You don't like spice? Right, now we're looking at example 4 on page 54. Okay. We are told that the batsman scored 72 runs. Or 4 sixes and singles. You guys know what game is this? Cricket. You all know what cricket is, no? The batsman scores 72 runs or 4s, 6s and singles. So that is a 4, 6 and a single, no? He hits an equal amount of 4s and 6s. So let 4s and 6s equal x. Okay. So because the amount of 6s and 4s he hits is the same. It's an unknown value. So we let it equal x. And twice as many singles. So what will the singles be in terms of x?
2x.
2x. How many of each did he hit? Now remember, you got the total. The total is 76 runs. Not so? So how do you think you're going to set up this equation?
X
X
plus 2x equals
plus? Nope. Remember, I'm adding 4s, a certain amount of 4s. I'm adding a certain amount of 6s. I'm adding a certain amount of singles, and it's going to give me an answer of 76. Sorry? X plus x plus 2x. 72, not 76. But what does this represent? Irans. You say Irans. What does this represent? The number of 4s, the number of 6s, and the number of 1s, singles. So if you want to translate that 6s to runs, say you hit 2 runs, 2 6s. How many runs would that have been? He hits 2 6s. 12. How do you get 12? 2 times 6. If we hit 5 6s, how many runs would that be? 30. How do you get that? 6 times 5. So it's 6 runs multiplied by the number of 6s he hits. So in other words, this should be, this is going to be 6x plus 4x plus 1 times 2x. Because that's singles. You understand? So now it becomes an equation that you need to solve. Solve the equation. Check, can somebody check up on that guy? See, okay? Oh, yes? Yo. I don't say somebody not to come catch you. And then make you relaxing your eyelids. Okay. Listen. Hello. Laughing at my friend. You said the whole night I've lost night with your homework. Nice. I speak to your other teachers, they must give you so much homework. Which subject are you working so hard on? Maths. The marks tell us a different story of you guys. But that was term 1. Listen, term 1 is always like, is when term 2 come that you guys start working. No? Yes, I realized that. So I can give you a class test now. No? Just about confirm. Right, what do we get? 6x plus 4x plus 2x is going to give you 12x. Equal 72. Divide by 12 both sides. 6. Therefore, Singles? 12 singles. You write it, 12 singles. 6 fours and 6 sixes. What you got in your bag? It sounds very loud. You can. The phone? Okay. Right, yes. Sorry? The answer. So in other words, we're going to have, remember this, it's 6 sixes, 6 fours, and 2 times 1 was 2 times x. So 2 times 6s, 12, and 12 singles. Okay. You have x's and people that single now, no? Yeah. Right. Which is this? Man. Corona. People, you guys understand? Kind of. Right, listen, you must watch the video again. Maybe you'll understand it better. Okay. Or you can ask your friend. You guys have friends? Oh, you're the cleverest friend. Nice. So, who is the cleverest friend? Okay, listen. Shh, come. People, here's exercise. Not exercise. Did I say all time exercise? Oh, gave me a shock. Right, here we go. Listen. So here we have a speed, distance, time question. Speed, distance, time. Speed, distance, time. Zucchini. Is that right? Huh? Yes. Now, why are you laughing? You thought I was going to say it wrong? Yes. Zucchini. Right. Walks at 4 kilometers per hour. So whenever we get this, I remind myself. Okay? You know what this is? Yes, sir. The triangle. No? There we go. And we put the D on top. It's Ramadan, so I won't tell you how I remember the D was on top. You got T and the S. No? Why laughing? Oh! Okay, listen. Okay, so we got the speed, distance, time, triangle. Right. So we are told that Zucchini walks at 4 kilometers per hour. So the speed in the first case is 4 kilometers per hour. And runs at 6 kilometers per hour. Okay? Then the second speed is at 6 kilometers per hour. If he runs all the way, he reaches the station 15 minutes earlier. Huh? Yes? So he walks for 4 kilometers per hour and he runs at 6 kilometers per hour. So we draw up a table. Okay, he walks and runs. So the distance is what we must calculate. They want to calculate the distance. So we say let the distance equal x. So he walks a certain amount and he runs. They're talking about the same distance that he runs. So the distance for which he runs is also x. Not so. Then the speed at which he walks is 4 kilometers per hour and he runs for 6 kilometers per hour. So in terms of time, how would you calculate time? Time is, we close t, so t is equal to d over s. Not so? What's the distance? X over 4. Not so? If he walks, that it will take so much time. If he runs, x over 6. You all agree with that? And this is this time representative in hours or minutes? Hours, no? Don't forget that's hours. And this here? Kilometers per hour. And this is kilometers, of course, okay? Alright. So now let's read the question again. Zukele walks 4 kilometers per hour, runs at 6 kilometers per hour. If he runs all the way, he reaches the station 15 minutes earlier. Okay? So which means to say, if he walks, okay, the time taken for which he walks will be equal to the time taken where he runs plus 15 minutes, which is 15 over 60. Does it make sense of that, people? The time it takes that he walks is definitely larger than the time taken at which he runs. Not so? So the time taken at which he runs plus that 15 minutes extra will be equal to the time he walks. That makes sense? What I'm trying to say, if he runs all the way, he reaches the station 15 minutes earlier. Does that make sense? Or I could have said the time he walks minus the time he runs will be 15 minutes. Why do you think I put it 15 over 60? Because we're talking about your time is calculated already in hours. So that is why I put it 15 over 60. Alright, you guys understand? Right, so let's solve the equation, substitute. So that would be the walking time will be x over 4 is equal to the running time. It's x over 6 plus 15 over 60. Okay. So what's my LCM here? I could have simplified this here already. 15 goes in here once, and there 4 times. So I can put 1 over 4 there. Now I want to keep the what's name too big, the LCM. So what's my LCM now? LCM is 12. So let's multiply this by 3. Oh yes. Let's go 12 over 1 times x over 4 is equal to 12 over 1 times x over 6 plus 12 over 1 times 1 over 4. So 4 going to 4 once, 4 going to 12 3 times. 6 going to 6 once, it'll be twice, once and 3 times. So it's going to be 3 into x equals 2 into x plus 3 into, which now gives us 3x equals 2x plus 3. 3x minus 2x is x, so x is equal to 3. So this answers the question. What's the question? Find the distance to the station. So what's the distance to the station? The distance to the station is 3 kilometers. Not so? Okay. So now coming back to the homework I gave you. So listen, for homework I want you guys to do the remaining sums of this exercise. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send a photo of the solutions to this exercise to the group, and then you can see how they set it up, okay, as well. But let's first mark the homework that was given to you. Sorry? The homework is the remainder of this exercise. So the sums that I haven't given you yesterday. Right, which sums did I give you yesterday? Okay, just hang on. 1 to 7. Right, so now number 1. Let's say story sums. Number 1. The number is 4. Number 2. Huh? 48 and 12. 12. And 60 minus 12 is 48. Those are the two numbers. Number 3. 7. Nice. Number 4. 7 and 17. But the question was to calculate the area. So 7 times 17 is 119. It's very important, is when you answer these questions that you reread the sum to make sure you've answered the question. Okay. 119. You must 17 times 7. Number 5. Anybody? What did you get? Nothing. What did Zara get? Where's Zara? Oh, other class. Other Zara is in this class. So nobody got the answer to number 5? Nothing. No, man. Right, now what you do is, you go to Zara and you ask Zara, please help me with this one. Is it? Yeah, they've much faster. I must got the slower class. Not so? You must remember in that class you have students that wants to work. And you guys, I don't know. Sometimes you want to. Okay. People number 6. That is why I let her go a bit slower. Sorry? No, I didn't give you number 6. I didn't give you number 5. No, I'm going to do it on the board. Number 6. Number 5's answer is 2 over 3. No? But I'm going to do that one on the board. Number 6. X is what? Nothing. You got no answer. Okay, what else did I give you? 7. 7. Huh? Yeah, 20 tables with 3 legs and 16 tables with 4 legs. Number 7. What did I give you after that? 15. 15 is 6 CDs was 80 Rand and 19 CDs was 50 Rand. 16 X is 45. Who got 45? Nobody. So definitely I must send you the photo of that. But okay, let's look at a few of those. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 is fine.
Yes.
Right, let's do 5. Sorry? What do you say, Jessica? After 5, the afternoon, and then? Oh, number 5, okay. Okay, this is exercise 5 on page 54. Exercise 5 on page 54. We are told that the denominator of a fraction is 1 more than the numerator. So what I do is I let the smaller number be x. So what's the smaller number? The numerator. Not so? So we say let the numerator equal x. The denominator is going to be x plus 1. Not so? Let us read again. The denominator of a fraction is 1 more than the numerator. If 4 is added to the numerator and 6 to the denominator, so there's now the new fraction, the numerator and the denominator. So if 4 is added to the numerator, so there's going to be x plus 4. And 6 is added to the denominator, so that's going to be x plus 1 plus 6, which is x plus 7. The two fractions will be equal, the fraction will be equal to the original fraction. So in other words, the two fractions are equal. Not so? So the first fraction is x over x plus 1. That is equal to the second one, which is x plus 4 over x plus 7. Okay. So what's your LCM here? Your LCM here, yes, x plus 7 and x plus 1. Because is x plus 1 a factor of x plus 7? Can x plus 1 be divided into x plus 7 without remainder? No. So I have to consider both denominators. You understand? Here's the chocolate. You can maybe wake up. There's sugar rush. Okay, listen. So what do? You must say x plus 7, x plus 1 over 1 times x over x plus 1. X plus 7 into x plus 1 over 1 times x plus 4 over x plus 1. So what happens now is that cancels. So I got x into x plus 7. This cancels. Gives you x plus 1 times x plus 4. Can you see that? So from here it's a matter of solving for x. Okay? Which gives me x squared plus 7x is equal to x squared plus 4x plus x plus 4. Take everything to one side, so 0 is equal, no, x is one side, number is the other side. So it's x squared plus 7x minus x squared minus 4x minus x equal to 4. X squared cancel x squared. 7x minus 4x is 3x minus 3x minus x, sorry, 2x divided by 2, x equal to 2. But have I answered the question? The question was the original equation. And now remember the original equation was x over x plus 1. So it's going to be 2 over 2 plus 1, which is 2 over 3. Yo, girlfriend, you alright? Stick safe for you, aunt? Bianca? Huh? You're fine, now you're fine. After you let that big one out. Okay. That was number 5, no? Yes? This one. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. About 8 more. You want me to put a lot of this in? Because listen, imagine you get 2 of the 7 mark sums. 14 marks. Some of you have never gotten 14 for the year yet. Huh?
Opposite the mosque.
In Primrose Park. What's the auntie's name?
I don't know her name.
She was also a name. I can't just knock at everybody's door.
Okay.
You got the number, the house number.
Yes. She said the address. I sent you the contact.
Just remind me 4 o'clock.
Okay.
You coming for class today, Sherin? Oh, I thought as much. Alright, listen. Let's look at number 6. We are told, okay, the perimeter of a rectangle is 30 centimeters. So what do? I draw. So that is breadth is x and your width. We'll talk about that now. So we say let your breadth equals x. Yes? The other cousin is gone? Okay. So
Tamika Swart-Boy, can please report to the office. Tamika Swart-Boy, please report to the office.
So listen, if the people come now. So the idea for us is to write the length, sorry, not the width, the length. The width and breadth is normally the same. We would like to write the length in terms of it.
Yes, sir.
Right, so what do we say? The perimeter is equal to 2 length plus?
2 length.
So what's your perimeter? 30 equals 2 times length plus 2 times breadth, which is x. Okay. So we take that over the equal sign, so 2x is equal to 30 minus 2l. I'm going to take 2x over. I want to write L in terms of x, the length in terms of x. So that will be 30 minus 2x. So I divide by 2. So L is equal to 15 minus x.
Isn't that supposed to be minus? And is 2x equal to 2?
If you're going to take this over, then it will become negative. 2L equals 2x minus 30. So when you divide by negative 2, then it becomes negative x plus that 15 anyway. You understand? So this is now what your length is. Your length is 15 minus x. If the breadth is doubled, so now we come to the second part. If the breadth is doubled, which is 2x. The length unchanged, 15 minus x. It becomes a square. So what is the properties of a square? All sides are equal.
Yes, sir.
So that means to say what? 2x is equal to 15 minus x. We take it over the equal sign. So 2x is equal plus x. 50. What's 2x plus x? So x is equal to? 5. Have I answered the question? 5 centimeters. What is the question? Determine the dimensions. So therefore, my breadth is going to be x, which is 5 centimeters. Your length is 15 minus 5. What's 15 minus 5? 10 centimeters. Okay, you guys understand? So I'll send the reminder of the exercise to you, to the group. People, enjoy your weekend. May pack up.